Hear that?
Yeah,
I
yeah.
want to get that feel good vibe, right? Yeah, see that? This is what I like. That positive mental attitude. You come into this thing and, you know, just be reflective of, what we are doing and what we're trying to accomplish. But
Definitely.
anyways, yeah, this is Info Junkie, another episode. And right now I want to introduce to you guys, whoever's listening, this guy right here on the screen, super bright mind. I consider him a genius. I don't know about, that's, my opinion, but I consider this guy a genius. Buddy of mine, Jose Barajas. Go ahead and take it away. Intro yourself for these
Sure.
people here on Info Junkie.
Yeah, sure, Izzy. Yeah, awesome. Thanks for having me. Yeah, hi everyone. Like you said, my name is Jose Barajas. I'm the technical director here at ATTACKIQ. And I've been living and breathing attack simulation or,
No, no, let's stop that right there.
Okay.
Hey, for all the audience, okay, I just want to preface this. This is not Jose saying this. Gardner, you got to stop ruining things. I'm saying this loosely, Gardner. Cut it out. Okay. Jose, what do you know I like to call this?
I don't know. You tell me, Izzy. What do you call it? What do
This
you
is
like to call it?
attack emulation, right?
Sure.
You
Yeah.
got the simulation. That's the Gardner vendor Kool-Aid stuff, people. Okay. Sorry, Jose, I didn't mean to interrupt you, but because I know you got to do that, but we know it's emulation, right?
Yeah, yeah. I mean, from our perspective, definitely
From the
emulating.
research perspective, right? It's emulation. Unless I'm wrong, you can tell me I'm wrong too. Like that.
No, I mean it's just a matter of semantics, right? From our, at the end of the day, I think the key difference I see between saying one or the other is simulation means it's a simulation, meaning it doesn't have to be real. Where an emulation means we're recreating something, but in a real space. And like the way I like to say it is, we don't have red teams test, replica VM infrastructure. So like, why would you do that when you automate things? So
And
from
people,
my
when you see me
perspective,
put on my
that's how it
glasses, this is because we're nerding out on this stuff, right? So that's like the key
is.
chime in right there, nerding out. All right, there.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
did you guys get that? Emulation versus simulation, Gartner versus reality. All right. I'm gonna I'm gonna just ask Jose, something because I just want people to know, why is attack emulation important? And you know what? Sorry, I cut you off because you're doing stuff with MITRE, and I'm just excited to have you. So I'm like, this is, my late night slap happy. It's not even night. It's like 4:30 PST. But anyways, I'm just slap happy I'm happy to have you. And it's, I barely get to catch up with you. Last time I saw you were up here in Washington, and it was awesome. Things didn't go as well as I would have liked them to have gone because people just can't recognize genius. Not everybody can. When you got bottle lightning sitting in front of you, people are just like, what is this?
Sure.
So, anyways, yeah.
Yeah, no, it's been a while since I've seen you, and I think COVID has kept all of us from really being able to do a lot of things. There's a lot of different cons I would have liked to have been at, this year. But yeah, I mean, I think at the end of the day, like the concept simple is, let's make sure that this stuff is working. I think that's really why testing things proactively matters.
And when you say
Really
this
simple,
stuff,
right?
right, it's the tools, the applications, our cyber defense in-depth strategy, right? Measuring
Exactly.
risk appropriately by what we can see, what we can define through these emulation. Is that pretty accurate?
Yeah, and just to say it differently, I'd say is we have a certain set of expectations from our firewall, from our DLP, from our endpoint. How much of that is actually true, right? And even if it's not working, it's not because that technology can't deliver it. It's because you might have installed it or misconfigured it or the right policy wasn't there. So I mean, at the end of the day, this is a complex problem. And how else are we supposed to know? We're not checking to make sure that this stuff is working. And I come from a researcher background where I could have been developing the analytics that blocked everything, but if you deployed it and that policy was not turned on, none of that matters, right? So that's really at the end of the day. And I think, especially nowadays, it's really sexy, right? This concept of running attacks and all that. But at the end of the day, right, just focusing on the basics, that's going to provide a lot, right? Because you'd be surprised how many times just the basics aren't working, and let's take care of that first, and then we can move on to the crazy, sexy stuff, you know?
Yeah. And crowd, I'm not gonna, for info junkie people who watch this, I'm not gonna try to overtly plug Attack IQ. I love Attack IQ. Maybe there is a bias in me, but just give me, Jose, one of your reasons, other than why I know, but why is Attack IQ unique in that sense? Not just from the attack MITRE perspective, but also the defend perspective, and these things, what you guys are doing and setting yourself apart from other organizations who are attempting simulation, versus emulation.
Yeah, I mean, I think for us as a business, our goal here is to make the world safe for compute. And, what that means is doing research with MITRE. So again, I have a researcher background, so I get to lead the research with the company.
Yeah, I might have cut you off on that, huh? Okay, this guy, the genius, right? MITRE attack framework, working hand in hand, doing those collaborative things. Sorry, like I said, I get excited talking about this stuff, man.
Yeah, no.
I cracked out ferret, like I go from business CEO to like little school.
Sure. Yeah, no, and this is
Up
just
on the nerd glasses, dude. I can't help it.
Yeah, it's just a great way to, basically, just provide tools back to the community. We're practitioners here, right, at Attack IQ. Other companies that are involved in that are practitioners. So it's just a good way of giving back to the community. So that's one way that Attack IQ helps. We also have a product, but we also have the Academy. So all this stuff that we're talking about, right, you can do it with our product. Attack IQ happens to be a company, but we teach you how to do this outside of the product, right? How the concepts work, how to do purple teaming. That's how we give back to the community. That's why I love kind of working here, as we get to do those little projects, and that's all, in service to the community, right? So we get to, obviously work with really cool companies with what we do, but then, have some ways that we actually get to give back, which I really like.
Yeah, I mean, that's, again, like I said, I have the bias too. People should just know, right? When you see Attack IQ, it's, you guys set yourself apart. I think second to none. Again, it's just opinion, right? But I mean, that's my opinion.
No, I appreciate that. And yeah, shameless plug for you. I mean, academy.attackiq.com. Free.
Oh, you're good, man. I'll post all these links, man, later on. You just give me the links. I'm going to post them. Because people still don't know. I mean, people have zero idea. If I were to ask you, again, I'm going to ask a question that's more pointed towards business owners, people in that, small, medium business range. They're more focused on the risk, right? Like from an audit perspective, maturity assessment, how can you, convey that message, that attack, for us, like the granular speak, right? What can I do with this? How does the attack emulation look? Is my SOC finding this bad stuff that we did now? How do you translate that to a leadership perspective, a business owner? Well, what does that mean to the business owner? How does that help them with their organization?
Yeah, so that's, again, we try to put things out there to kind of help folks do that. So at the end of the day, the profiles that you're talking about, the executives, at the end of the day, do have to manage risk, because, part of it is that helps make security better, even though there's definitely a disconnect between risk and security, right, that folks like to put out there.
Right.
But at the end of the day, there's also risk from, hey, I'm going to get fined if this or that isn't working, right? Because I made promises that it would be, and if I'm caught, that's a problem. And I bring that up as practitioners, we tend to ignore the business side and not talk about it. But I think, doing what I do here, I've learned you have to also appeal, right, to their perspective. So I think that's why taking things from the perspective of the threat, that we as analysts are there, we're in the trenches, we're making sure that things are working. When we find a gap, it's not saying, hey, this is bad, right? This is a really bad attack. We need to do something about it. We need to tell them why that matters. Hey, by the way, this maps to this control, and we're going to get fined $100,000 if we get caught with this not working. Okay, that's going to motivate that executive to say, let's go fix this now, because that's the language that they speak. That's the perspective that they
the business context, right? Yeah. And how that security context applies to what they're trying to, keep covered.
Exactly. And I mean, at the end, it's kind of the boring side of doing our job, but we have to, right? If we don't get buy-in from leadership, then we can't keep our companies that we work for secure. So, I like to promote that a lot lately in the talks and conversations that I have.
Give me all the links too again. I mean, because I'm on Attack Academy. So I mean, but give the links to the audience, because there's people out there unaware. There's analysts like, what's ATTACKIQ? What's defend, miter? Like, there's still people ignorant. Ignorance isn't a bad word. You know that. It's just like, hey, they don't know.
Right. No, absolutely. Yeah. If you don't know, you don't know. And, we did things like map all of NIST 853 to MITRE. So as an analyst, if you know MITRE very well, you can go grab that technique and be like, oh, these are the 5 NIST controls that are tied to that. So you can show, hey, boss, look, this is NIST controls that are shown not to be actually firing and working like you expect them to. We need to go fix them, right? So
I gotta do the, those are like the nerd Q&A.
Yeah.
Anyways, all of that stuff's great. Because I know your time's super valuable. Like I said, when you got a genius in front of you, you just know what to get and like get them done and get them out. And Jose's got pasta on the stove right now, like interrupting his dinner.
That is true.
And he's over there. And Jose's like a foodie, man. So like, I'm probably ruining the starches in his pasta. Anyways.
Not at all, Izzy. Not at all.
Give me all the plugs, attackiqacademy.com, all the other stuff that I'm gonna plug in later. But go ahead.
Definitely go to the academy. It's free. You get to learn about MITRE. You get to learn about purple teaming. We actually just have released a course where we have actual, or current, executives with experience as cybersecurity leaders, and starting some courses from that perspective. So a great way for you to learn how, cybersecurity executives think as well, for the analysts that are listening, right? So yeah, definitely try to do as much as we can to push back into the community.
Jose, I appreciate you joining me, man. Like this means a lot to me. You know it does, because you're like my brother, man. And I say that, people, but I just want to be clear. Like, ATTACKIQ, I believe in what they're doing, and I will Yakuza my finger if you test them out and they don't deliver. Just say, hey, Izzy, you said you were gonna Yakuza your finger, because ATTACKIQ didn't operate, and that's, hey, I'll call it out. You guys can call me out if ATTACKIQ doesn't work. I'll Yakuza. Well, maybe no, my left finger. I'll give my left finger. Let me make that. I'll give my left finger. The left pinky. I'll Yakuza it. But just don't try to make them lose just so you guys can see me Yakuza my finger. Jose, thanks for having me, man. Like, just thanks for joining. I appreciate it, everybody. This is Info Junkie. I'm gonna post all these links later. Please check this out. ATTACKIQ. You if you don't know, you know now. You need to know, and you need to go figure this stuff out. Jose Barajas, super genius, bright mind. Thanks for joining me. Definitely appreciate you.